Welcome to the next lesson, and we're talking about cultivating a resilient mindset and self-awareness. Cultivating resilience and self-awareness is crucial for navigating life's challenges, building emotional strength, and achieving personal growth. So this is a detailed guide on how to develop a resilient mindset and enhance self-awareness. First of all, you need to understand what resilience is. When you understand what resilience means, it will help you. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, adapt to change, and grow stronger through life's difficulties. Guess what? It's not going to get any better. If anybody told you it would, they lied to you. It's not going to get any better. Life generally throws us challenges. So it is important that we know that life throws us challenges. So the sooner you learn how to bounce back, the better for you. It's very, very important that we know this. You need to also develop self-awareness. Start with mindfulness meditation. Regular mindfulness meditation helps you become more aware of your thoughts, more aware of your emotions and your bodily sensations. Is the foundation of self-awareness. So you need to know who you are. Self-awareness just says know thyself. Like some people say, is the 12th commandment, know thyself. Know yourself, become aware of your thoughts, become aware of your emotions. Why are you thinking what you're thinking? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you feeling what you're feeling? And then even the things that you feel in your body, that's bodily sensations, it's important that you know them. This is the foundation of self-awareness. Another way of developing self-awareness is journaling. Journaling, someone said one time in a class that I was in, journaling is like opening up the curtains of your brain and allowing breeze to blow through your brain. When you write, it's like thinking on paper. So when you journal, it helps you record your thoughts. It helps you record your feelings and your experiences. This practice helps you recognize patterns in your thinking and your behavior. Because if you want to check, journal for a week, then go back, journal, and in your journaling, be honest. I know people are always very careful with journaling because they think that somebody might come and read through their journal and they don't want anybody to know what they're feeling and what is going on with them. But journal and keep your journal in a safe place. It will help you when you go back to read through your journal to see and recognize your patterns in your thinking and your behavior. You will see a pattern. People, your words may lie, but patterns don't lie. So if you want to check your patterns, journal. Your journaling will show you what your patterns are pointing at. Feedback from trusted friends or family or even a therapist can help you because it provides valuable insights into your blind spots and areas for growth. At this juncture, I'm going to actually ask that you go and research what the Johari window is. Look for the Johari window. It's a self-awareness tool. It will help you see how to deal with your blind spots. You can even go and ask people, because in the Johari window, there are parts that are known to you, unknown to you, blind spots, and parts that are unknown to you. There's a blind spot. How is it even done? Just go and Google the Johari window. It will help you to understand and find out what your blind spots are, because you're going to have to ask people. There's a private self-awareness, there's public self-awareness. So ask people. Personal assessments. Consider taking personal assessments. This will help you understand why you behave the way you do. I could send you a link for checking your personality type. There's a personality assessments I use for clients that you can check. I think it's the 16 personality types. You can just Google that and then you will see it. Another thing you need to do is develop emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? It just says that you should just be intelligent about your emotions. Learn to identify and label your emotions accurately. Understand that emotions are normal and serve as valuable signals. Another thing is emotional regulation. When you practice emotional regulation, it helps you to manage intense emotions effectively. Techniques may include deep breathing. Emotional regulation is actually emotional management, just knowing how to manage your emotions. You need to also develop empathy. Cultivate empathy by trying to understand the perspective and emotions of others. Empathy is not sympathy. Sympathy is feeling sorry. It's a bit impersonal. Empathy is personal. Empathy enhances your ability to connect with people and build relationships. So you need to develop emotional intelligence. Acceptance and self-compassion. You need to accept your imperfection. Understand that nobody is perfect. Embrace your imperfections and mistakes as opportunities for growth. What can you do about your imperfections? How can you do? Don't just say, oh, this is how I am and I'm going to take it like that. That is not an opportunity for growth. So you know what your weaknesses are, and then you begin to find ways to embrace your imperfections, but grow through your weaknesses. Don't just stay in your weakness and say, oh, that's how I am, and that's how I'm going to remain. No, you can do something about it. The next one is self-compassion. Be kind and compassionate towards yourself. Extend grace to yourself, especially during difficult times. What you would do to someone, do it to yourself. Be compassionate towards yourself. Treat yourself with the same care and understanding you offer to a friend who is facing challenges. Oftentimes in therapy, when I'm speaking to people and I see them, they're being so hard on themselves, I ask them, if you had a friend that was going through the same thing that you're going through, what would you tell them? And then they will tell you all the nice things. They will extend so much grace. And I'm always asking, can you extend the same grace to yourself? And most people are blown away because they don't even realize that they can do the same thing for themselves. One exercise I always give when it comes to self-compassion trainings is I ask people, write down the 5 people who you cherish the most, who you care about the most. They always write my father, my mother, my husband, my son. Nobody ever remembers to write themselves. And this is the reason why we don't extend grace to ourselves, because we don't think that we're that important in the scheme of things. So it's important that you extend grace to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate towards yourself. It's very important. What you will give to someone else, give to yourself also. The holy books have things written about treating your neighbor, loving your neighbor as much as you love yourself. Even in the Quran, I've seen something about that as well. So extend grace to yourself is very important. Another thing is develop a growth mindset. Believe in growth. Embracing a growth mindset by believing that your abilities and your intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. Challenge fixed beliefs about your limitations. It's very important. Who told you so? You learned that belief. So why can't you unlearn it and relearn something else? Challenge every fixed belief about your limitations. Your beliefs came from somewhere. So why don't you sit back and trace those beliefs and then ask yourself, is it a fact or is it a truth? Challenge every fixed belief about your limitations. Under developing a growth mindset, view challenges as opportunities. Oh, I love that. Reframe challenges as opportunities for learning and personal development. It's important that you see failures as stepping stones to success. When something has fallen apart, ask yourself, what can I do differently? What did I do that I shouldn't have done? What didn't I do that I should have done? Ask yourself salient questions. Be honest, brutally honest. Because when you're brutally honest with yourself, it's easier for you to grow through whatever challenges that you have. Building coping strategies. Problem solving is a skill that is very effective. So break down challenges into manageable steps and create action plans. What can you do about this? This is what is going on with you. Break it down, break the challenges into manageable steps, and then begin to create action plans for each steps. It will be easier for you that way. Positive self-talk. This particular point is so important. Replace every negative self-talk with positive affirmations and constructive thoughts. Challenge every self-limiting belief. Nothing marks your soul as much as your self-talk. I heard that in one of my coaching program for my coach, and it blew my mind because it's so true. People may tell you stuff, but what will mark your soul the deepest is what you tell yourself. So this is why we tell people, be careful what you listen to, because when you listen to such negative, words about you, you start to internalize them and start to tell yourself those things, but you can actually block it and then replace it, reframe it with positive affirmations and constructive thoughts. Under building coping strategies, seek support. We're talking about support again. So reach out to your friends, reach out to family. Nobody was born an island. You're not meant to be by yourself. So it's important that we keep talking about seeking support. You can't do this on your own. It takes a community to bring up a child. It should take a community to hold your hand to help you stay accountable. So when you're facing significant stress or adversity, seeking help is a sign of strength and it's not a sign of weakness. Some people say, I can go and get a therapist. What's wrong with you? Why are you behaving like that? No, it is a sign of strength, knowing that you need help and you have sought the help that you need. Another thing you need to do is maintain physical well-being. A healthy lifestyle means that you are prioritizing a balanced diet, regular exercise, and adequate sleep. So physical health has a profound impact on emotional resilience. Take care of yourself. Simply put, self-care. Under maintaining physical well-being, stress management, practice stress reduction techniques like mindfulness exercise or breathing exercises, or just taking a walk. So practice stress reduction techniques. The next thing we need to do is develop problem-solving skills. I talked about this earlier. So identify what the problem is and start by clearly identifying the challenge that you're facing. Then break it into smaller, manageable parts. When you do that, it doesn't seem so overwhelming after all. Many times we just think, oh my God, what's going on with me? It's about to kill me. But when you chunk it down into smaller, manageable parts, it doesn't seem so overwhelming. Then you begin to generate solutions, begin to brainstorm potential solutions, begin to be creative and consider various approaches. There is not only one solution to a problem. There are several. There is always a way. Evaluate and implement. When you assess the pros and cons of each solution, choose the one that seems most practical and effective. Don't start trying to task your brain and say, let me take the difficult one. Choose the one that seems most practical and effective. Those are the criteria for your choice, and implement your plan. Learn from the outcomes. So after you have taken your action, evaluate your outcomes. If the solution didn't work, analyze what went wrong and readjust. Adjust your approach. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't forget what we said earlier. Adjust. Adjust. Nothing is cast in stone. Be flexible. A flexible person bends. A rigid person breaks. So analyze what went wrong and adjust your approach. Don't be so rigid about your outcomes. How do you practice resilience? Expose yourself to challenges. Challenge yourself regularly in areas outside your comfort zone. This practice will help you build resilience through experience. Learn from your failures. Instead of dwelling on the failure, focus on what you've learned from it. Use this lesson to improve your future efforts, because I heard from a very wise person that success and failure work together. So if you don't fail, how do you know that you will succeed? So use these lessons to improve your future efforts. Seek professional help. If you're struggling, get therapy. If you're struggling with coping with changes, consider seeking therapy or counseling. Send me a message if you need support or a trained therapist who can provide guidance and support. Next is you need to regularly reflect. Self-reflection is just setting time aside to ask yourself questions about your emotions, your reactions, and your behaviors. Consider how you can grow from your experiences. So just ask yourself certain questions. Why did I act the way I acted? Why did I react the way that I reacted? Why do I behave the way that I behave? Ask yourself those questions. It will help you to cultivate a resilient mindset and enhance self-awareness, because this is an ongoing process. Don't think you arrive there. It requires dedication, self-compassion, and a commitment to personal growth. And by developing these skills, you can better navigate life's up and downs and emerge stronger and more adaptable. Because life will definitely throw you lemons. It was designed to throw you lemons. Everybody has issues. A baby of 2 or a newborn has issues. They're crying. They want milk. When they turn 3 or 4 months, they start teething. They're crying. That, for you, who's an adult, that appears to be an insignificant challenge, but it is a valid challenge for them. Some of them start having colic. So it is a challenge. You always have challenges. Then they start teething. Then they start walking. Then they fall when they walk. They're trying to communicate. It's a challenge for them. It means nothing to you. It doesn't mean that it's not valid for them. Every level has its devil. So understand how to build resilience. As a child, as a baby, when you see them walking, they fall, they get up again. They don't lie down there, if you notice. So along the way, you have had filters that have taught you to just fall apart when you have challenges. Remember how children are. When they fall, they get up, they laugh, and they go again. Develop that in yourself. So take a free personality test online. You can Google, there are quite a number. I think there's one that says the 16 personality test or something, 16 personalities test. Take it online. What changes will you make in your physical health today? I'd like to know. Are you going to stop eating junk food? Are you going to exercise at least 30 minutes a day? Are you going to sleep better? Are you going to do something to move you from where you are? Just even if it's one step further. What positive self-talk are you using? What are you telling yourself? Remember when I said nothing marks your soul like your self-talk? What are you telling yourself? Is your self-talk empowering or is it disempowering? Is it bringing you down or is it lifting you up? What do you tell yourself? I want you to be very aware. Now take a break of 5 minutes. Breathe deeply. Don't think about anything. How do you breathe deeply? You sit still and you breathe from your stomach. Inhale for a few minutes, a few seconds, and then breathe out. Do this a few more times and feel the tension dissipate. See you in the next lesson.